What is up, YouTube chart with Bart here? We're going to check in on Bitcoin and Ethereum and the dollar index today. So we'll start off with Ethereum, 2 weekly time frame, still very much bullish. We did break the all-time high on Coinbase only by a few dollars, but it didn't have follow through as the other exchanges such as Binance didn't break the all-time high. So 2 weekly time frame still on a 7 of 9. So at least one more month of upside until we reach a P9 or a 9 on the monthly term time frame. 2 weekly time frame bullish, weekly time frame still on a 7 of 9. So weekly time frame bullish as well. 2-day time frame did have a little bit of a price flip, but it didn't have a red 2 below a red 1. So bullish momentum on the 3-day time frame is very much to the upside. Daily time frame, in my opinion, we're watching a risk line break, which is up at the all-time highs, so around the 1,450 mark. So Ethereum USD bulls are definitely watching for all-time highs in the coming week. 12-hour time frame also held this low in comparison to Bitcoin. So we did have a higher low on the 12-hour time frame, and bulls are now trying to set a 12-hour, lower high on the 12-hour time frame. So bulls 12-hour time frame looking for a lower high in comparison to the all-time highs, and then look for a higher low and then break and continuation towards the upside. So 12-hour time frame is bullish in my opinion. 6-hour time frame holding TD support. We are approaching a P8, so most likely we'll approach a P9 on the 12-hour lower high and then set a higher low and then have continuation to the upside. 4-hour time frame as well, still very much bullish. So 4-hour time frame still bullish, 6-hour time frame bullish as well, but we're watching for a P9. So overall bulls on the USD Ethereum pairing looking very strong. The 12-hour time frame, we're looking for a lower high compared to this high, set a higher low and then continue up, and then look for a daily risk line break and a monthly all-time high break. So Ethereum USD looking very strong. We're just waiting for continuation to the upside and for Bitcoin to hold sideways or at least move up a little bit more. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, we are confirming the monthly inverse head and shoulders. We did get a deep right shoulder, but the clear resistance break is within this red box. So once we break the red box to the upside, the Ethereum USD bulls are looking very strong in comparison to Bitcoin. So monthly time frame, waiting for a break of the red box, and then there's basically no resistance towards the upside. Weekly time frame, let's remove this. So still looking very strong on the weekly time frame. TD resistance broke, and we set for the first time we set another TD support right here. And then the bulls trying to confirm a bullish uptrend with a weekly 3 above a green 2. So weekly time frame still very much bullish, but the monthly time frame is where it's at. So we're waiting for a resistance line break around the 0.041 mark. So set your eyes on Ethereum, that's where it's at. USD pairing looking good, and the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing definitely looking very strong in comparison to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will go over the 2 weekly time frame. So 2 weekly time frame still very much bullish on an 8 of 9, so we can continue to the upside at least for another month plus. Weekly time frame on an 8 of 9 lost a little bit of momentum on the 7 and 8 candle. Usually it can happen, a fade of momentum when it reaches a P9, but weekly time frame still very much strong. A healthy consolidation still if you look at the move from the upside. 3-day time frame did make it to a P9 and trying to confirm a bearish entry with a red 2 below a red 1. But this green, the green 3 candle, but it's a red 3. The green 3 candle, because it's closing higher than this one, is looking very strong. So I'm not looking to short right now. I would wait and see if the BTC bulls can manage to break the low of the red 1. So if the bulls break the resistance, so we bounced and we touched it, but if the bulls make it above 33,800 or 34,000 to round the number, then the bulls are definitely back in control in my opinion. And then the daily time frame as well. Daily TD support still holding, although we broke this low right here. Um, the bulls are still hoping for a continuation to the upside. So I'll go over the 12-hour equilibrium that we were watching. So first drop that we had from 40,000 all the way down to 30,000. And then we were expecting a kind of equilibrium pattern due to the size of the first bounce. So we were scaling in the lower 30,000 and then we bounced all the way to 39,000. So due to the significant bounce, we were expecting a higher low, a lower high, a higher low, and then continuation to the upside. We did get our higher low, lower high, but then we broke down. So what I did personally was I sold a little bit of my positions when I entered the lower 30,000 levels. So right here, and I bought them back on the higher low, looking for a tightening range towards the upside. But in my opinion, once this low broke, I set my stop loss right here because I didn't want to see this low broken. So I got stopped out here, but then the bulls made it back up. And then we had our significant drop to the downside. And then bulls tested the support as resistance. So in my opinion, once the bulls make it back over this resistance, bulls are looking strong on the 12 and daily time frame for continuation to the upside. We just need to see a resistance break above the 37,000 mark as well. So in my opinion, what's most likely going to happen is once Ethereum bulls on the USD pairing break all-time high resistance, then I would expect Bitcoin to break the 34,000 resistance and then struggle a little bit at the upper 35,000. So as long as BTC holds its low and moves sideways, the Ethereum USD bulls are looking good for continuation to the upside and a breach of the all-time highs. So daily time frame as well, what I wanted to cover was the most important low that we saw right here, the $30,000 mark. So why did it bounce right here? Well, we already had a significant drop before we broke the low right here. So what I would do then is look at the 4-hour time frame and then put up the RSI on the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, looking for 4-hour oversold conditions, just as we did when scaling in on the 30,000 level. So 4-hour time frame oversold, and we were already dropping very significantly, and then we broke the low that we set at $30,000. So due to us dropping before this low, the RSI was already very extended, and we were looking for a flush below 30,000. I didn't get any bits filled since I was scaling in at, I think it was around 28,300 all the way down to 26,000 for a potential climax flush bottom and extremely 4-hour sold conditions, but we didn't get that, but that's why we bounced in my opinion. So we already had a significant bear move, 4-hour RSI was already extended, and then once we broke the low, stop losses got hit and the 4-hour time frame was getting oversold. So daily time frame, bulls are holding on. Daily TD support is still intact on the Bitcoin USD pairing, and we're looking for a break of 34,000 for Bitcoin to regain back control on the daily time frame. So as long as we hold, the Ethereum USD pairings are looking good. So Ethereum USD, we're looking for a 12-hour lower high, higher low, and then a break of daily risk line and monthly all-time high break. So that's where it's at. We'll check in on the dollar index real quick. 2 weekly time frame, still looking bearish on a 7 of 9. We touched TD support and we had a small bounce. Weekly time frame did confirm a bottom on a P9, trying for a trend change on the weekly time frame, although it's a green 2 above a green 1. If we close as we stand right now, I wouldn't go long since the closing price is lower than the green one. So weekly time frame, in my opinion, is just cooling off for more significant downside. The 3-day time frame did also cool off. Not much to see, and we didn't change the 3-day lower high trend. So still lower highs and lower lows are the most likely scenario on the 3-day time frame. Daily time frame did also cool off a little bit on AP9, did confirm a bullish TD sequential on another 9, but is looking bearish right now with a green 2, with a red 2 below a red 1, excuse me. So we're waiting for a red 3 and then a TD support line break at 89. 12-hour time frame. Bulls didn't prove much. TD resistance is still printing down, and the 12-hour time frame trend hasn't changed yet. So this was our resistance. We were watching right at TD resistance, and the bulls made it back to TD resistance but didn't close above. So resistance is still intact and it's still a lower high. So bulls, in my opinion, are looking for a 12-hour higher low on a red 9, then a small bounce, and then most likely fade back to lower lows. So this will favor our Bitcoin and Ethereum USD pairing. So good luck trading, guys. Keep an eye on Ethereum for all-time high break and then Bitcoin to move sideways. Bye.